How's it going, folks? Cam here from Binui Family Grazing. Welcome back to the channel. I'm just down at Jason's block at the moment. It's the most recent lease block that I've got. It's about 30 to 40 acres of grazing at the moment, and it is predominantly bluegrass and lovegrass. So you can see behind me, this is some mature lovegrass, the tussocky grass. And then on this side where we've grazed, we grazed it, and then I've come through and I've slashed it to allow it to come back more vegetative and tender, and it's just a lot more palatable when it's like that. When it gets to this stage, it is very hard to digest, and it's very hard to physically break off. It's like a rope. So come winter, if we come in here to graze, then I will probably look at a protein supplement to help stimulate the microbes in the rumen and digest it a bit more easily. In November, I got about 40 to 50% of the farm slashed, and it has come back really nice and nice and vegetative, nice and soft. We've grazed it. So we were in here probably about a week and a half ago, and I've since moved them. They're just back up the hill a little bit, and we'll just let this rest. It won't take long at all. It won't take long. We'll probably be back to the start in, I'd say, 10 days. So lovegrass just grows really quick, and you've got to keep on top of it and graze it while it is soft. And not let it get too rank. But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick little snippet and show you what I'm doing at the moment. I'll flip the camera around so you can have a look. But basically, I'm just laying some inch poly pipe at the moment. I'm just using a 3-point linkage pipe layer that I was able to borrow from the mob that I buy the poly pipe off, and I'm using and borrowing Clint's tractor. So he's allowed me to use this tractor, and it is a lifesaver. So we have had the problem before, and I've been trying to work around it, and I suppose putting it off for quite a while, for one major reason, and that is when you're leasing country and you don't know, sometimes you do have a guaranteed lease and a time period, and some other blocks you're only here just to graze for a year, or it might be a year-by-year contract or a year-by-year basis. So you don't want to go to a huge investment only to be told that they need it back and they're going to cultivate it, the next year. So you don't want to be doing that. And so the problem that I ran into, though, and it's not a huge issue during winter, but is above ground poly pipe is, it heats up, it's black, it heats up in the middle of the day. And last summer wasn't too bad. I only had one block that had a long length of poly pipe above ground, and I was able to shade it out under the fence line with grass. So long grass would shade it out, which you can kind of see what I'm doing at the moment. I run all my poly under one of the fence lines. So this is a single strand of plain wire that runs up right up the center of the paddock, and it splits it in two, and then I run my poly braid off there, and obviously the other way as well, and then I have my water points under the fence line with the quick couplings that I just plug in every time we move to a new water point. So that's why I'm laying it next to the fence. I do see the benefit in having it above ground, because you can always roll it up and take you with it wherever you go. But this summer I just can't. I don't really have a choice. I've got to do something, because it heats up too much, and when it gets hot, their feed intake is reduced. So this is at the breeder block at the moment, where the breeders are at the moment, and I never allowed it to get too hot in the actual trough, because I'd come every couple hours and I'd drain out the whole line in the trough so that new, cool, cold water would come through. But yeah, that's obviously not economical, and it's not a wise move. So I bit the bullet and come out to lay it, and yeah, I think it'll definitely help with obviously animal performance. The water's going to be a lot nicer temperature, and it's, as we know, water quality is a huge factor which determines how the rumen functions, and you know, so many other bodily functions in the beast. So I've got it down, I'd say maybe between 8 to 10 inches in some spots. Not too deep. There's always still a chance that I may be able to pull it out, you know, with another implement, lift it up at some point if I ever have to leave. But yeah, that's about how deep I've got it. I've got it running through the headboard of the forks, over the roof, and then down into the pipe layer. And I was thinking as I was driving, it's funny how when you might be doing this cell grazing or rotational grazing as a side hustle, and it's the most labor intensive to set up. It is, you know, obviously the benefits to doing so, and to being able to manage your animals with a brake and an accelerator is, you know, it's invaluable. And yeah, there's so many flow-on benefits, but it does take a bit more time and effort to set up. You know, if say, for example, say you're going to continuous graze, I could have just come to this block, done the perimeter fence, put one trough in, done. Wouldn't have to bury any pipe. I'd just put the trough down near the dam, where it could stay cool, and I could just check them once a day, and you'd be right. And as we all know, though, the land and the pasture species would go backwards pretty quickly. So I come in and I get water points to all different spots of the farm, and I stick in plain wire, and we do a few other things. But I thought I'd just point that out and show you how I'm doing it, in case you ever want to do it on your own operation. It doesn't take long at all. This has probably taken maybe 40 minutes to do 800 meters, and that's stopping to take fittings out and make sure things run smoothly through the pipe. But yeah, anyway folks, I hope you have a great arvo, and I'll catch you later.